Welcome to the Presidential Claim Record. This opening slide reflects a percentage-based breakdown of direct quotes from President Trump reviewed from April 1st, 2026 through April 16th, 2026, classified across 4 categories: false, unsupported, misleading, and supported. Now let's move to the scorecard. The left side of the scorecard reflects cumulative results from April 1st, 2026 through April 15th, 2026, broken down by category. Now here are the results from April 16th, 2026. As for false, 1 claim was identified. At 6:27 p.m. on Truth Social, President Trump stated, "CNN has me at 100%. They said they've never seen anything like it." This claim is false, as no verifiable polling or reporting supports that statement, and available data at the time reflects no such universal approval measurement. As for unsupported, 10 claims were identified. At 11:53 a.m. on Truth Social, President Trump stated, "Peace between Israel and Lebanon will happen quickly." This claim is unsupported, as it predicts the timing and outcome of an ongoing diplomatic process that cannot be verified at the time of the statement. At 3:37 p.m. on Truth Social, referring to the lawsuit surrounding the proposed White House Ballroom project, President Trump stated, "The plaintiff has absolutely no standing." This claim is unsupported, as it asserts a definitive legal conclusion without a verifiable court determination provided at the time of review. At 3:37 p.m. on Truth Social, referring to that same lawsuit, President Trump stated, "Every political pundit says this case is meritless, even a joke." This claim is unsupported, as it presents a sweeping assertion without measurable supporting evidence. At 5:20 p.m. on Truth Social, President Trump stated, "The Farm Bill is going to happen." This claim is unsupported, as it refers to a future legislative outcome without verifiable confirmation at the time of the statement. At 5:22 p.m. on Truth Social, referring to proposed high tax and policy changes in New York, President Trump stated, "People are fleeing New York." This claim is unsupported, as no specific contemporaneous data was presented to substantiate a measurable population flight tied to the referenced policy. At 5:22 p.m. on Truth Social, referring to that same New York policy discussion, President Trump stated, "Mayor Mamdani is destroying New York." This claim is unsupported, as it implies a measurable decline without verifiable data presented to support that conclusion at the time of review. At 6:27 p.m. on Truth Social, President Trump stated, "Meghan Kelly, Tucker Carlson, and Candace Owens are dying fast. Their numbers are terrible." This claim is unsupported, as no audience or performance data was provided to substantiate the claim. At 2:45 p.m. on Truth Social, referring to proposed high tax and second home tax policies in New York, President Trump stated, "History has proven this stuff doesn't work." This claim is unsupported, as it references historical outcomes without providing verifiable evidence to support the assertion regarding those tax policy approaches. At 2:45 p.m. on Truth Social, referring to the proposed White House Ballroom project, President Trump stated, "The White House has wanted a ballroom for over 150 years. This claim is unsupported, as it presents a sweeping historical assertion without verifiable evidence establishing that claim across that time frame. At 2:45 p.m. on Truth Social, referring to the same ballroom matter, President Trump stated, "No president can be safe and secure without this ballroom." This claim is unsupported, as it presents an absolute condition without verifiable evidence to support that conclusion. As for misleading, two claims were identified. At 2:45 p.m. on Truth Social, referring to the proposed White House ballroom project and related legal ruling, President Trump stated, "The judge's decision severely jeopardizes the lives and welfare of the people working at the White House." This claim is misleading, as it characterizes a construction or legal dispute as an immediate safety threat without evidence establishing that level of risk. At 5:19 p.m. on Truth Social, President Trump stated, "Italy was not there for us, so we will not be there for Italy." This claim is misleading, as it generalizes a specific geopolitical disagreement into a broader national conclusion not fully supported by the underlying context. As for supported, 5 claims were identified. At 11:36 a.m. on Truth Social, President Trump stated, "I had excellent conversations with President Joseph Aoun of Lebanon and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel." This claim is supported in substance by contemporaneous reporting confirming that those communications took place. At 11:36 a.m. on Truth Social, President Trump stated, "They have agreed to formally begin a 10-day ceasefire at 5 p.m. Eastern Time." This claim is supported in substance by contemporaneous reporting confirming the ceasefire agreement. At 3:24 p.m. on Truth Social, President Trump stated, "I am pleased to nominate Dr. Erica Schwarz to lead the CDC." This claim is supported by contemporaneous reporting confirming the nomination. At 6:08 p.m. on Truth Social, President Trump stated, "Joe Kent ran for Congress and lost, then ran again and lost." This claim is supported by public election records reflecting losses in consecutive election cycles. At 6:27 p.m. on Truth Social, referring to scheduled campaign and policy events in Las Vegas and Arizona, President Trump stated, "We will be talking about no tax on tips." This claim is supported in substance as it aligns with scheduled remarks and reporting tied to that policy messaging. This brings today's totals to 1 false, 10 unsupported, 2 misleading, and 5 supported claims. The cumulative totals from April 1st, 2026 through April 16th, 2026 have been updated accordingly and are reflected on the scorecard. Those cumulative totals are 17 false, 39 unsupported, 16 misleading, and 20 supported. This record is compiled using direct quotes from President Trump, sourced from Truth Social, other major social media platforms, press conferences, interviews, official White House releases, transcripts, and other public statements. It excludes intermediaries, representatives, news outlet personalities, and second-hand interpretations. The words matter. The truth matters. The history matters.